I don't normally like saying which characters do or don't appear in an episode when I'm giving a non-spoiler review, but I feel like I should this week to tamper all of your expectations, because no, Daredevil is not in this episode. So, I would assume he's in the next one. Be cruel if he wasn't. And after the tease, I can see why you'd be upset. Jenny even says in the first couple minutes of the episode that it's a very ill-timed wedding episode, but that's how weddings are. Speaking of weddings, the plot of this episode is that Jennifer Walters is invited to be a bridesmaid at one of her high school friends' weddings, but the friend doesn't want She-Hulk taking all the attention away, so she has to be just Jen. Hey, that's the name of the episode. So we get Tatiana Maslany for most of the episode instead of a giant CGI green Hulk, and we also get Jamila Jamil as Titania in this episode, a pretty substantial role. It's nice to finally see her have something to do instead of just show up as a minor inconvenience. And she even gets a really fun action sequence. An action sequence that would be a lot more fun if they didn't abruptly cut away something else. In fact, that's something that's really bothered me about this show so far, is that they don't commit to the action. And I'm all for it not having action. In fact, my favorite parts of the show don't have action, so I'd be perfectly fine if the show had no action at all. It was just a legal sitcom. The issue is they try to have action, and if you're going to, you have to commit to it, which they're not. And that's why so many of the action sequences come off as disappointing or just very strange. Another thing is, I really don't know if I'm interested in the main plotline at all. They finally came back and gave it another tease in this episode that didn't add anything we didn't already know, but they teased it again, and as I watched it, I realized how little I cared about what was going on, and maybe it's because they're trying to keep it so hidden that there's nothing to go off of, but when they cut away from the fun Jennifer Walters weekly adventure to go catch up with our mysterious bad guys and see what they were up to, and realizing they've really done absolutely nothing, I realized I don't give a shit. They're just waiting to use this as a surprise 8th episode twist villain for the 9,000th time, which I'm not looking forward to, and I can only hope that as Daredevil shows up, this plot will actually start to matter, and that it'll all come together in a satisfying way in the end. But given the previous Disney Plus show's track record with handling their villains, not really holding my breath. What I did love in this episode was Nikki and Mallory. Mallory was Jennifer's lawyer from the previous episode, and then we all remember Nikki, and the two of them are paired up in this episode. And what an amazing combination. I actually found myself enjoying that more than the Jennifer Walters storyline. And when I cut back to that, I was way more invested, even though that's in a legal setting. They did kind of make it fun in a way. Nikki does something really fun with that. And quick note before I hop into spoilers, this episode introduces the MCU's version of Reddit, but it's described at one point as that site for whining man babies or something like that. And I'm excited for those man babies to complain about it. I really am. I'm looking forward to it. I'm legitimately not kidding. Alright, that's all I had to talk about non-spoilers. So if you have not seen this episode, please leave, because I'm going to start spoiling it. So, Daredevil, not in this episode, not teased. They end it with another tease to the main villains, and the reason I was so annoyed by this is because it didn't add anything we didn't already know. What we learned last episode is they're trying to get She-Hulk's blood. In this episode, they get a bigger needle. We didn't even get to see their faces. This would have been the perfect time to show someone's face, but no. We just see... it's the headless Superman thing from DC. We just see scientists from here down, and then one of them puts a big friggin' needle in a box and closes it, and that's the end of the episode. And I'm like, what about this did we not already know? Show me more than this. We've waited, what is this, this episode 6. It's been 3 episodes, Or no, it was episode 2 was the tease, wasn't it? So it's been 3 or 4 episodes since the original tease, and they still have not added anything of importance to that. But moving on, this is something I really didn't touch on, non-spoilers, but it involves what they do with Jennifer Walters in this episode that I thought was cool. They didn't flesh out her character too much more, but they did do a nice continuation of last episode, because in last episode, she found, kind of the importance of She-Hulk and accepted it. And then in this episode, when she's forced to be Gen mode, she, finds joy in that part of her life too. So that was a nice little Carrie, kind of arc there. But about the fight with Titania, it was so much fun until they wrote a quick way to get her out of the fight. When she initially came in, the punches, the kicks, those sucker punches were gnarly, and I loved the way that they showed Jen transforming into She-Hulk by showing through Jen's point of view of her all drunk and seeing duplicates and being wobbly, and her vision slowly becomes more and more clear until she's in She-Hulk mode. And that slow-mo punch on Titania, absolutely amazing. Not sure how that didn't knock out her teeth, but falling down did. But yeah, then she just slips on ice or something and falls over, hurts her mouth, and leaves. How the hell has Titania not been, seriously punished? She broke into a courtroom and tried to kill the jury and got away with it. Pretty short review for you guys today. There wasn't really anything big to talk about this episode. Next episode probably will be. But I complain about this show, but I'll tell you what, it's the exact type of show I need right now. Just a distraction from everything that's happening in the world, personal stuff, and whatever the hell is happening in Westeros right now.
To have one child like that is a mistake. To have 3 is an insult.
It's really nice to have this little 30-minute legal comedy every week. So I am very much enjoying the show, despite all the issues I have with it. So there you guys go. That's my review of She-Hulk Episode 6, titled Just Jen. What did you think of the episode? Let me know down in the comments below. Also leave a like on the video, subscribe, click on the bell icon to receive all notifications from the MCHQ. That's going to be it. Have a great day, guys.